This presentation provides an overview of the Victorian Auditor-General's report, Compliance with the Asset Management Accountability Framework. The delivery of public services relies on assets such as trains, roads and schools. The Victorian Government manages $265 billion of non-financial assets. Our previous audits have found recurring weaknesses in the way agencies manage assets across their portfolios. In this audit, we looked at all 7 departments' compliance with the Government's Asset Management Accountability Framework, the AMAF. The Department of Treasury and Finance, DTF, introduced the AMAF in 2016. The AMAF increases the accountability that agency heads have for the way they manage their assets. Agencies are required to apply the AMAF and attest to their levels of compliance with it in their annual reports. Audit committees need to review compliance and satisfy themselves with the attestation before the annual report is published. We examined the department's first attestations of compliance with the AMAF in 2018. We determined whether they are reliable by assessing whether departments used sound approaches to implement the AMAF and to check compliance. We did not examine asset management practices or the effectiveness of the AMAF. This audit focused on all 7 departments in place at the time of the 2018 attestation. 2 departments have demonstrated better practice in how they planned their implementation of the AMAF and assure compliance. These are the Department of Economic Development, Jobs, Transport and Resources and the Department of Education and Training. This stems from the active involvement of their senior leaders in areas such as overseeing AMAF implementation and supporting the need to improve asset management practices. The other departments focused on filling key gaps to achieve compliance, but they did not plan to improve their asset management in the longer term. All departments still need to embed the new asset management policies as business as usual. Departments' arrangements for overseeing compliance are sound but can improve, particularly by involving senior leaders in approving compliance assessments and the attestation. 5 departments used reliable processes to determine the extent to which they comply with the AMAF. The remaining 2 departments did not have enough detail in their approaches for them to reliably assess whether they comply with the AMAF. Only 2 departments verified the evidence supporting their compliance assessments. They found examples where they did not have enough evidence to show they complied. The other departments do not know how accurate their assessments were, but we found they also had examples of inadequate evidence. This indicates a strong need for departments to verify or check their assessments. There are inconsistencies and uncertainty in departments' understanding and application of the AMAF and their compliance obligations. One example was the departments used different numbers of mandatory AMAF requirements. Another example was that they did not understand how they can apply a risk-based approach to the evidence needed for assessing compliance. This means that assets with a higher risk or complexity require stronger evidence of compliance. Departmental audit committees have a broad range of responsibilities and should take a risk-based approach to determine where they target their attention. However, none of the committees clearly documented how their review of the department's AMAF compliance assessment and attestation aligned with the department's asset-related risks. We also found that 4 committees received information about non-compliant areas only. 4 committees relied on departmental advice about levels of compliance, but could not show how they tested the advice they received. and none of the committees clearly recorded what they relied on to satisfy themselves about the veracity of the department's attestation. DTF has met its responsibilities to support the AMAF. For example, it runs an AMAF working group for departments and has produced guidance on implementing the AMAF. However, gaps and inconsistencies remain in how departments interpret and apply the AMAF requirements, and DTF can provide more support and clarity on these issues. DTF has not planned to evaluate the AMAF's effectiveness. We made 11 recommendations. These included 4 recommendations for all departments, as they can all improve their AMAF implementation and asset management, and 5 for the Department of Treasury and Finance to further support agencies in implementing the AMAF and to evaluate the AMAF's effectiveness. For further information, please see the full report on our website at www.audit.vic.gov.au.